Call the meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we'll start with the approval of the October regular session. Can I get a motion, please? Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob.
Second. Whoops.
Paper, rock, scissors. Sandy, thank you. Is there anything, changes or questions or comments? No? All in favor? Thank you, 9-0. Our work session, which was the budget presentation, need approval of those minutes. Thank you, Jackie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any corrections, conversation, anything on those? No? All in favor? Excuse me, 9-0, thank you. Joint advisory, Lakes didn't have a meeting this month, so recreation.
Recreation, they provide, Bob, the chair, would provide me with a summary. Staff meetings, Tom Judson, myself. The board will vote on the budget items on November 20th, today. Rick Eccles' Loch Lomond drawdown is underway. We have John Urquhart. We had record attendance at the rifle and pistol range. And Roland mentioned that mini golf was very well attended. And the holiday market at BVRC was packed, so that's good. Amenity reports, now the full amenity reports are included in the board packet with the minutes. There was a comment about Highlands Shooting Complex with the sandbags that are in need of replacement, and John Urquhart mentioned that we're aware of that. Those are actually sacrificial sandbags to preserve the skip berms. And then Metfield Complex, the windscreens are showing some wear and tear, and some of the rivets are gone, and so they need to be tied down. Tanya Creek, the informational sign is needed for RV parking, and Tyree Park potholes are large enough that they need to be repaired, and that was it for the month. And as you indicated, there was no Lakes Committee, that they combined November, December together.
All right, thank you. Any comments on rec? Nope. Ms. Ruth, golf?
We've got a lengthy one tonight, but I promise you the next couple of months will be much shorter. Daryl Muldoon reported on the golf rounds. They're ended at 20,789, down 1,727 over last October. And the member rounds were ended at 12,660, down 2,313 over last October. The guest rounds were also down 8,125, up 586 over last October. Year to date, rounds ended at 181,508, down 15,408. Member rounds were down as well as guest rounds. This October, we experienced several mid-month cold snaps accompanied by unseasonably high rainfall, which negatively affected our rounds. Unfortunately, much of the inclement weather occurred on weekends, typically our busiest period, with back-to-back weekends impacted by rain and colder temperatures. However, range buckets ended the month year-to-date at 65,169, up 20,287 over last year. Graham Cornmeyer reported on the golf maintenance. The Bermuda fairways, trees, and roughs on all courses have been in good shape and headed into the winter, with increased mowing heights and timely fertilization applications, along with the above-average rainfall in 2025. We're running a winter with very healthy state, which gives us the best chance to have minimal winter kill on the spring of 2026, which would be wonderful. We had a first freeze event over the past weekend and led to covering the greens of Scottsdale and Brittany, and they will be covered as we go. Graham also was very impressed with the green speed, smoothness, and trueness that the superintendents and their teams have produced the last month, measured with the USGA G53 data collection tool, which is going to move them pretty fast. We are estimating about 85% of the turf coverage of Kingswood greens at this point are installing sod, and plugs have damaged areas of the nursery greens in Kingswood. We will continue replacing the last of the damaged areas and anticipate finishing by the end of the month. The creek bank repair on number 13 Country Club is going great. We anticipate hydro seeding the area in the next week or so, and MAC team is finished with the dirt work. They will also sod with Bermuda coming in the spring. Leaf cleanup is underway, and during that time he talked about it was an ever-ending process. As soon as they blew them, they came right back. Color applications have been given to the Country Club Scottsdale and Kingswood, Dogwood, and Highlands. We are making the turf paint application to Country Club and Scottsdale, Dogwood later, once this year, and the other ones will be dormant of the month of December. We are finishing up pre-emergent herbicide applications to Country Club, Kingswood, Brookstone, and Highlands. We've already completed Scottsdale and Dogwood. With the growth, this is at Highlands, Soiza. With the growth continued the month of October, Greg applied the green colorant to the fairways and will make one more application to extend the growth window as far into the fall as possible. And remember, the colorant isn't just for color, it warms it up and less winter kill. Okay, now for some fun stuff and some exciting news. Meg Bond presented $18,000 check to the Rally for the Pink, a Rally in Pink golf tournament was held at Scottsdale. That's $18,000 came from one tournament and went to the cancer challenge or cancer in Rally for Pink, and it stays in this area, and that's important to know that it helps people here, and a lot of probably friends and people you know have been helped by it, so it was wonderful. Was held on October 25th. Daryl Muldoon commended her team for planning and dedication of the event's success. This is impressive, and it's impressive. Okay. Dave Armstrong presented the Futures Cup and a 2025 video. The event featured 82 golfers over 3 days, raised $10,000 for Future Golf Academy, and awarded 4 community scholarships. The earliest junior tournament contributed $2,000, and now we're totaling $12,000 given to the Futures Cup. Daryl thanked Megan also for helping, and the presentation of the check will be early next year. It wasn't ready to be presented. Okay, moving on. Another fun event. The Veterans Day tournament was November 11th, marked the end of the 2025 tournament schedule, and was attended by, I think it was 25 teams. Alex and his team should be complimented. They did a great job. It was well done. The budget was presented, or limitations was presented by Tom, and it said that we would not be doing any additional courses on the fairway. We're going to talk about the other items tonight, the improvement of the driving range at Scottsdale, etc., but we'll talk about them here. And so all of those went through the first reading. Tom said that cars will be restricted to pass at Scottsdale and Highlands throughout the winter months. It was proposed that the committee does not meet in December and January, making our report much shorter. The committee voted and approved this proposal. However, if something comes up, we will meet on an emergency basis. So it's not like we're taking off just to take off. Okay? Any questions? Any comments?
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Ruth.
You bet.
Beth, financials.
Thank you, Doug. Sarah, got it? Oh, I see. Here we are. All right. We're meeting early this month, so it's going to be a very brief, short, and preliminary presentation. We'll be getting the month completely closed as soon as possible. And as soon as we do, those will be posted to the website. So looking at revenue for the POA without water for just the month of October, it's coming in at $2,506,000, which is $221,000 better than budget. This is primarily Doug contributed a lot through lot resales, exceeded budget, golf fees, especially in guest green fees, cart rentals, and the driving range. Also, Doug, the campground did well in October as well. Looking at year-to-date, we're still $412,000 worse than budget on revenue. Looking at water for the month of October, it's still having a good year. It did level off a little bit in October from its previous months, but we beat budget by $20,000, came in at $1,111,000 revenue for the month. Year to date, we're exceeding budget by $700,000, coming in at $11,267,000. And that's all I've got for you today. Any questions? Yeah.
Leave it on, please.
Thank you, Beth. Open forum. Bruce, you want to talk?
No.
No emails, right? No. Okay. All right, moving on. 2026 budget and fee schedule.
Okay, so this presentation will be considerably shorter, and I think there was a nice cheer from the board that this is considerably shorter. But the recorded version is available on our website. The packet, the slides, the video, everything is available on our website. So if this is the first time you are seeing this presentation regarding the budget, please go to that. It was over an hour long, so much more detailed than today's. If you go onto our website, the first step, you're going to go onto the member resources, and then you're going to click on the bottom left, which is governance and financials. And then you're going to click on the budgets, and you'll see that the yearly reports, and you can get all the yearly reports going back several years. So that's how you can get to the presentation, the handout, and the video. For the POA without water, so here is the overview, and you can see that we have the P&L income statement with the cost of sales and expenses. We have the allocation, and I'm going to go into this in just a touch more detail in just a moment. This is not changed from last week, so these are the exact same numbers on the POA side. On the water side, there was one adjustment in capital, and I'll cover that in just a moment. So here's the P&L, and you can see that revenue is going to be up compared to the trailing 12 and the 24 actual. When you have revenue go up in certain categories, you're inherently going to have an increase in cost of sales. Also, labor is going to go up by a modest $130,000. We're asking the board for a 2.8% increase in payroll for our staff. Expenses are going to go up by $654,000. But we're going to have a positive EBITDA of $54,000. Great improvement over the trailing 12, where we've had we've struggled this year in multiple departments. On top of that, you have the allocation to the water department. That's going to increase by 2.8%. Just always like to remind everybody that the water department does not have an accounting department, IT, marketing, MAC, legal, database, member resources, central admin, or human resources. So we allocate those expenses, so there was a 2.8% increase over the prior year. Here are the capital projects, and once again, if you want more information on these, I encourage you to go to last week's presentation, much more detailed. You can see the department that is being impacted and the cost. One thing that I would mention is for many of these projects, we're going to have them take place in the third and or fourth quarter of the coming year. It's a little bit different from our common practice where we normally would do things in the first and second quarter. We always try to get things done before we hit peak season, but given the tough year we've had this year, we want to kind of hedge our bet and delay some of these projects so we have some flexibility if the year doesn't go the way we are anticipating. We do have repayment on the commercial loans and the water loans, and this is principal and interest on both of these numbers. And then we're planning on putting $250,000 into capital reserves in 2026. And we do have some prepaid expenses. These are typically insurance, where you pay the premium in advance and then it covers you into 2025. There's a couple other prepaids, but you can see that's only $71,000 in total. So it gets back to this report that I started with, and you see that we wind up with a positive simple cash flow of $125,000. Moving on to water. So if you compare this to last week, you're going to notice there's going to be a change in the capital number and in the simple cash flow number. So let's go into the P&L, which has not changed. You're going to see that we're anticipating increase. Some of this will be new water meter connections. We're anticipating 650 connections next year. And the more you connect, the more water you sell, the more cost of sales goes up. Also, we're having a rate increase from both of our providers, and we're going to talk about that rate increase coming up. Labor is going to go up as we added a 6th crew and had wage increases. And then our expenses going up, once again, with added water meters getting installed, you're going to have more supplies to purchase and so forth. So that leaves us with a EBITDA of about $4.4 million for the water utility. I mentioned the allocation, so this is the reverse side of the allocation, where they're paying, the water department is paying the POA, and that went up by 2.8%. And then here are the capital projects, the same as last week, except for the second to last one. We've added an automator flagger assistance device, which will have added safety. Unfortunately, there was an accident in our community. The POA was not related in any way, but we wanted to add additional safety to make sure that such an event would not occur to any of our staff. Just want to remind everybody, okay, so we have a 3-year capital project which began this year and will not conclude until 2027. This is the west side water tower. And so by the end of this year, our capital reserves that are specifically for the water tower will be $2.5 million. We will release and spend $1,780,000 in 2026. But at the same time, we're going to add in a reserve, which is actually planned for 2027, but we're going to add in that reserve of $1,450,000. As I indicated last week, we could have netted these numbers, but for transparency, we're trying to break those out and show them to you. So our capital reserves at the end of 2026 will be $2,170,000. We anticipate expenditures in 2027 of $2,715,000. So we'll have to do a cash contribution in 2027 of $545,000. Our goal all along has been to pay for the water tower out of cash, and we're doing that. We plan on adding $600,000 to general reserves in 2026. Now that we have the water reserve, and then we also have the general reserve, so I just want to make sure that we differentiate between those two reserves. And then we're on the water is on the receiving end of the principal and interest payment from the POA of $455,000, and they also have prepaid expenses of $53,000. So when you get down to it, here is the cash flow, and you'll notice that we went from roughly $90,000 in simple cash flow down to $61,000 in simple cash flow due to the addition of that capital project. Wanted to point out some of the fee changes, and much more detail is in your board packet. We are looking for a 7.5% increase because we are having an increase on both of our wholesale providers. Wanted to mention that we're still working with the city of Bentonville. There was an article in the paper today even about that, and so it's hard to anticipate when that will get finalized. So there may be an additional increase at some point, or it's really up in the air. But we do know this is 2-ton is increasing our fees, so we're going to go forward with this increase, or recommend that we go forward with this increase. We're also going to go recommend a $2.50 per month replacement. This is a processing fee. This will replace the credit card fee also, and this will be on all transactions. We're recommending an increase in the activity cards, the first and second member from 30 to 40, a convenience fee for credit cards of 3.5% on assessments, member transfer fees, and lot sales through online auctions. Golf, we're recommending the annual to go up by $150, and this will be for the monthly payment also, which is actually, I think it's $50 or $60 more. And then the secondary will go by $100. The activity card for pay-as-you-play 18-hole will go from 33 to 40, and for a member card from 40 to 47. And then for our guests, it'll be $70 all week long. It's previously, or currently, in this year, it is $60 Monday through Thursday. And then for 9-hole, it'll go from 18 to 21 for activity cards. For member, it'll go from 25 to 28. And there will be increase for our guests also. I did not include that. I was focused more on our activity cards and our members for this sheet. Twilight, you see, will go from 20 to 25, and then member card from 30 to 35. Super Twilight for activity card will go from 18 to 21. From members, member card, it'll go from 25 to 28. 10 play prepay will go from $330 to $400. And then juniors will go up by $5. Boat registrations for non-motorized kayaks, canoes, supboards will go from 15 to 25. For boats under 18 feet will go from 75 to 115. For over 18 feet will go from 125 to 190. Mooring and slip rentals for the covered at Loch Lomond will go from $1,500 to $1,650. Uncovered at Loch Lomond is $500 to $650, and uncovered at Lake Windsor will go from $300 to $350. And we're going to increase our boat rentals by $5 per hour. And those are the recommended fee changes and the recommended budget. Any questions? Once again, please view last week's video for much more information. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. All right, so we need a motion for the budget, approval of the budget.
Before I make that motion, I would comment that this must truly be a compromised budget, because I don't know of any board member who is completely happy with what got hashed out, but this is what we're putting forward, and we think it will work. With that said, I make a motion approving the operating, capital, and cash flow budgets for 2026.
Thank you, David.
Second.
Thanks, Jeff. Any further comments, questions, concerns? Deborah, were you gonna? I saw you leaning for your mic.
Yep, that's fine. Thank you. If I think of this budget as our goal for next year, and if I vote in favor of this budget, I'm saying this is okay. And there are items in this budget that I just do not think are okay. I think that we can and should do better for our members. Thank you.
Thank you. Sandy?
And just so that you're not shocked, David, I am also, think that we need to do more work on the budget, so I'm not in favor of it.
Thanks, Sandy. Jackie?
You're doing good at looking
I'm
at
just,
our
I'm looking for fingers
across.
pointing at the buttons.
I guess the first thing, having been in finance for decades, I want to thank Beth and her team because it's hours and hours. And Tom, I know you've put in a lot of time, and then you went and got a lot of input from the department heads in the details. So appreciate and thank everybody involved in that because it's a big endeavor. I did want to make a couple comments. I am disappointed that we can only do less than $1 million in capital. We all know we want to do more, but I think that just shows that we're being astute with the revenue that we think we're going to budget and doing, all the committees went and listed, and we went through and helped prioritize with the department's help. And so that is an area I'm not happy with, but I'm okay with it, as to coin your words, because I think it's fiduciary responsible to not budget a lot of capital. Although if things are to change, it will be nice to be able to do some things in addition next year. So it's not everything that we want. I did want to make a comment in the budget that I think that we've done an outstanding job of planning for that water tower. It's just, I think it's a success story, and I hope that goes the way that we think. And I'll reserve other comments for the next motion. So that's all.
Thank you, Jackie. Anybody else? Okay. All in favor of approving the 2026 budget? All opposed? Thank you. Okay, the next one will be the approval of the 2026 fee schedule. Need a motion, please.
I make a motion approving the 2026 fee schedule.
Thank you, JB.
I'll second.
Thank you, Kathleen. Any comments, concerns, David?
Yeah, again, it's a compromise, you know. We're under a deadline, and, you know, I think the membership can probably anticipate that a year from now, the fee schedule will have some more changes as the board has time to work it out, and we have a year with this fee schedule. So it seems to change every year, but this is what we've got for this year.
Thank you. Any other comments? Jackie?
I'll just make a comment on the fee schedule, that we were very open with the membership to publish proposed fee changes, and we worked hard to keep close to those proposals so that there won't be surprise from our members. There's a couple things that were changed positively you did not highlight in your summary, but it's in the detail, that I think that some of the what we would call nuisance fees for next year will not be there, and I think that's a good thing. But I think that it was good to make a concerted effort to keep them close to what we had rolled out is what we thought it was going to be.
Yep, I agree with you. Thank you. Anything else? Nope. All right, all in favor of the 2026 fee schedule? All opposed? Thank you. 7-2. Okay, rules and regs. We have a couple policies that we've gone over. Oh, one more. Sorry, what am I missing? Oh, cash flow. Sorry. Oh, water. Sorry. Yes, water.
I move that we approve a 7.5% increase in both the minimum bill and the volumetric rate. This increase may need to be adjusted once the contract has been finalized with our wholesale provider.
Thank you, Jeff. Second. David, thank you. Any comments, questions, concerns on the water budget? Yes, Sandy?
I would just rather vote on this once we know what the contract is.
Okay, David?
I concur on that, but as we know, the wheels of the government sometimes work very slowly. So I'm hopeful that this is what it will end up being, but forewarned, could be different.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Anything else? No? Okay, all in favor of the water 2026 budget? Thank you. Opposed? Sandy? 8-1, thank you. That's all the budgets, right?
That's it.
Okay. All right, now onto rules and reg. We have a couple policies that we've gone over. What is this, the third meeting?
Yeah, we encourage, if this is the first meeting you're watching, please reference back to several of the previous regular board meetings, work sessions, and Rules and Regulations Committee meetings to get more detail on those.
So the two policies under review are policy 1.04, excuse me, and policy 3.03. So the policy 1.04 is concerning joint advisory committees. So I need a motion on that, please.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to policy 1.04, Joint Advisory Committee. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Deborah. Second. Thank you, Jeff. Any more conversation on that one? We've talked to us about this one for a few months, so. Nope. Okay. All in favor? Excuse me. 9-0. Okay. 3.03. Need a motion, please.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to policy 3.03, common property lakes. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Jackie. Any further conversation on that one? Nope. All in favor? 9-0. Thank you. Policy 1.01, which is member access to the association information.
I make a motion to approve the suggested changes to policy 1.01, member access to association information. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Deborah. JB, your Walmart came out and you didn't, your associate. JB second. Any further conversation on this one? All in favor of 1.1 changes? 1.01 changes, thank you. 9-0. Yeah, go ahead.
On this next one, on policy 1.03.4, I just want to mention the changes that are being recommended and that came through the Rules and Regulations Committee. They were reviewed by the committee and they're in favor of it. And also the group that had recommended some of these changes, I sat down, had a meeting with them, very productive meeting, and showed some of the changes we were making. And they were very appreciative that the board was willing to make some adjustments to the committee. So I think we have happy campers all around.
Good, thank you, Tom. Need a motion for 1.03.4.
I move to approve the suggested changes to policy 1.03.4, the Charitable Giving Committee. This is the second reading of 2 required readings.
Thank you, Jeff. Second. Thank you, Sandy. Any further conversation on that one? All in favor of those changes? 9-0. Thank you. And that does it. On to announcements, unless there's anything else anybody wants to discuss. Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
I would like to present a commercial for our pro shops and our marketing department to our members. The holiday season's coming up. I had Leslie in our pro shop merchandise center help me, along with our marketing department, design a logo for my golf group. And she ordered 54 hats for me. They were reasonably priced compared to other venues that I checked with across the city. So keep that in mind. They do a wonderful job, and I think you'll be very pleased with the result if you have some family gifts that you want to personalize.
That's great. Good stuff. Anything else before we go into announcements? All right, here we go. The meetings are changing a little bit because of the holiday season. Unless otherwise noted, the meetings are in the boardroom and live stream. Next JAC Lakes meeting is Wednesday, December 3rd at 2 p.m. The next Board of Directors GM meeting, which is a closed meeting, is Thursday, December 4th at 2:30. Note the board candidate packets will be available starting Monday, December 8th. To request a packet, email corporate secretary at bvvpoa.com, which is Jessica, or request to schedule a pickup of a hard copy. Board of Directors work session is December 11th at 9 a.m. And then we have some board candidate informational meetings. Tuesday, December 16th at 4 here in the boardroom. These are not live streamed. January 13th at 4 and Tuesday, February 10th at 4. Next Board of Directors regular session is December 18th at 6 p.m. The Recreation JAC is not holding a December meeting. Their next meeting is in January the 12th. Lakes JAC is also, next one is January 14th. They're not holding one in December. And Ms. Ruth alluded to earlier, there's no January or December, December or January golf meeting. Their next meeting is in February.
Yeah, Lakes you read up there, that's December, and then
Oh,
there's January.
sorry. Yeah, Lakes is January. Correct. Thank you. It's a lot of words.
Lakes meets December 3rd.
The Lakes is the.
Oh, up top. Yeah, there's two of them in there. Yeah. December 3rd for Lakes and January 14th for Lakes. It's too many words. Is that all? Anybody have anything else? No? All right, meeting adjourned.